and Rachel here from Tier 1 Swimming. We're doing our first podcast and YouTube video. Today we're going to be talking about butterfly for about the next 10 minutes. I have the greatest butterflyer that I think I've ever known. Sitting next to me, Rachel Woomer. And up on the screen, we have her 200 butterfly from YMCA Nationals last year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and we're going to go through the whole video, and I'm going to ask Rachel a whole bunch of questions about mental preparedness, what she does before the race, how she feels during the race, and what she does when her arms are ready to fall off after she's doing a 200 butterfly. So, Rachel's going to give us a little bit of a brief history of records that she's broken and people that she's crushed in the pool. So have at it, babe.
Okay, so I'm currently a freshman at King's College. I just got done my first season there. I've been swimming butterfly since I was 9. It's always been the stroke that I swam, and the 200 is kind of my main event, I guess. So this past year I broke my school's record in the 2 fly and the pool record, and also I have the school's record in the 500 free. So I've been swimming 200 fly for a while. I kind of like to think I know how to do it a little bit, but yeah.
Yeah, the record in the 500 fly?
500
the 500 free?
Yeah.
All my records are already broken. I'm old. Okay, so before you get ready for your 200 butterfly, like how do you prepare for the 200 butterfly when you're at practice? Do you specifically work on the 200 butterfly, or you just pretty much do what everybody else does at practice?
I train a lot of butterfly, a lot more than most people. A lot of times, if we do stroke sets, I'll be doing fly, and everyone else will be doing free or something else.
So you have your own lane?
Well, no, I just swim with the freestylers.
So you do butterfly when everybody else is doing freestyle?
Wow. A lot of the time. Yeah, it's just a lot of 50s. And
That's how it's done.
Yeah, you have to train butterfly in practice if you want to do, especially a 200. It hurts sometimes, but it pays off when you're in the race.
So do you eat anything special a couple days before the big events, or you just eat normal?
Not really. I try to cut out like anything extremely bad for me during like the first like a week or so before my big races, but I don't change my diet that much.
So when you get to the meet and you're about a half an hour, 20 minutes before the race, what do? Do you calm your body down and kind of focus in on what you want to do, or do you kind of just listen to music? Or
yeah, I like to listen to music. A big thing for me is I like to think that like everything I've done all season has like prepared me for this. So no matter what happens in the pool, I know that like I've worked a whole season, so I've put in everything that I can, and now I just have to use that and do whatever I can do.
Rachel's a super fun person to be with, so I'm trying not to laugh a lot. But anyway, all right, so we're going to go through her 200 butterfly right now. This is her here in lane, whatever lane that is,
2,
with white cap on.
Yeah.
And we're not really sure who these people are. So let's go through. Should we just play it?
Yeah.
And you want to talk, or should I stop? Well, how about we just play it, and then if you want me to stop it and rewind a little bit, I'll stop and rewind. Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Here we go. Sorry. Notice the awesome streamline into the pool. And low chin to the water.
Yeah, that's very important.
She doesn't have a lot of that movement where you guys go up and down. Here, I'll draw you a picture while Rachel's talking.
Yeah, it's really important to keep your head like as right on the water line because it saves you a lot of energy, especially in the 200. You need to breathe. So if you can spend as less energy as you can while you're breathing, that's important.
I don't know if you can see that or not. But I think I've shown you guys these pictures before. You certainly don't want to look like this, going up and down and up and down and up and down. If you keep your chin low, you look more like this. Mm-hmm. And it's much, much smoother.
Yeah. It's a lot easier. Keep talking. Oh, sorry. I like to take my first 100 if you're talking like 205, how I strategize it, I guess. The first 100, I'd have to go up fast, but you can't kill yourself because you still have to do another 100 afterwards. And a big thing that I found helps me is the mindset after you get to the first 100. I used to always dread getting to that point because I knew I had another 100 left. But you kind of have to adjust that mindset to think now once you've done 100, the second 100 is when you really got to pick it up and kind of finish it home.
So when do you feel most tired? Like on the third 50?
The third 50 is the hardest for me because once you get to the fourth 50, it's exciting because you only have to do one more and you can just push everything into that last 50, but the third 50 is tough.
This is your third 50 here, I think, right?
Yeah.
Coming in. Notice, guys, how her feet are still nice and tight together. There's no gap between her feet or her knees. And then when she comes out, she's still pretty low to the water. And then when she breathes, see how low her chin is into the water? Looks really, really good.
A big thing in fly is trying to, even when you're tired, is trying to just hold your stroke together, because it's really easy for everything to fall apart. But if you can keep your good technique, it'll really help a lot even when you're tired.
I want to just show it again. So her chin is right. I don't know if anybody can see my mouse there, but her chin is super, super low to the water. God, your cap is really low too.
Yeah.
Do you put your cap over your goggles? It looks like it's
I
over
don't
your goggles.
anymore, but I think I did in this.
I used to do that.
Yeah.
You don't tuck your goggles into your cap, do you?
Mm-mm.
Like you put your goggles on first and then your cap?
I don't do that anymore, but that's what I did
do
in this one, I think.
That's what. Where's my mouse?
Right there.
Oh, here. Where?
I can see it. It's on the lady's side.
So this is your fourth lap.
I think
Definitely
so.
getting tired.
Yeah.
But guys, notice how she's super, super tired right now, and she's still maintaining really, really good stroke technique. Her mechanics look good. Her feet and her knees are staying together. Her arms are hitting at shoulder width, and she's not twisting her arms and her hands out that way. Someone keeps texting me, of course. But everything looks as good as she did in the beginning of the race. She just looks very, very tired.
Yeah.
Who's this guy?
I don't know.
This cool haircut. So let's go over it again, because this is important. A 200 butterflies is really, really hard to do.
Yeah.
So, too bad we can't. Oh my God, we should just get that. Notice the streamline on this swimmer, but not on this swimmer. Well, anyway, so she hits the water, a whole bunch of butterfly kicks using her hips, and then we just saw Rachel getting really, really tired at the end of her race. And if you notice now, this is the beginning of her race again, and she looks relatively the same. She just looks like you have more energy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what part of your body starts to really feel the burn first?
For me, it gets really hard to, like, hold my breath. So, like, off the turns, it's really hard to kick. And it's really important in a 200 to kick off the walls as much as you can. But I get really out of breath. So my arms, I do a lot of butterfly practice, so my arms are kind of used to doing a lot, but my legs start to hurt really bad during a 2-fly. I'd say that's what's probably the worst, because you're trying to do those underwater kicks and you don't have a lot of air, and you're trying to kick throughout the whole race. That's a big thing. Like, for me in general, I always have to think about my kicking, so it's kind of what I struggle with the most.
That was one of the questions that we got texted. They wanted to know if you get a lot more power out of your kick in butterfly, or you get more power out of your arms in butterfly.
I get a lot of power from my arms, but your legs are also really important. I know, like, for someone who often, like, forgets to kick in butterfly, it really does change my fly when I remember and think about my kick. So they're both super important. I'd say I get more power from my arms, but you can't forget about your legs, because they're also really make a difference.
Your legs look great. I mean,
Yeah.
for being so tired, you look really, really good. You're welcome.
Thank you.
That has nothing to do with it. Rachel is always a good butterflyer, but hey,
Yeah.
got to take credit. One of the other questions too, and what I see with all the swimmers doing, when you guys come into the water, you put your hands in the water at shoulder width, or sometimes it's out here, but at shoulder width. What the hell's the damn camera? And then you turn this way and you go out and then you go down.
Yeah.
And I don't think you've ever done that. I think since I met you, you've never done that.
Yeah.
Rachel pulls straight down, and she never puts her palms out this way. Her palms are always facing behind her to give her as much power as she can to push her body forward. And that's really, really important. We just lost our video.
Oh. Yeah. When you're pulling down, if you're going out first and then down, this is just a wasted time, because this isn't getting you forward at all. So when you bring your arms around, you need to hit and pull straight down. So you're not wasting any time pulling this way and always pulling yourself forward. The
other question that we got too was with flip turns. When you're doing a flip turn on your 200 IM, do you feel any different from your first flip turn to your last flip turn?
For me, I feel like as I go through, my flip turns kind of get more tired, because that's a chance where I'm like, I need air. So you're trying to get it, but you have to really, like, keep mentally tough and still make your flip turns fast throughout a 200, or else.
Mentally tough.
Yeah.
That is, I'm so happy you mentioned that. Mentally tough is so important, because your body is saying, oh my God, we need to stop now. And your brain has to keep saying, we cannot stop until we're done with the 200 butterfly. And that's got to be a crazy struggle.
Yeah.
Do you feel that's more of a struggle mentally when you're swimming, or is it more?
Sometimes, because when you're, especially for any 200, really, like by the end, you're so tired and your body is it's really just tired, and you just need to keep a good headspace that you can do it. You've put in all the work, you've trained for this, and that you just need to give everything you have to get to the wall.
And the other question that we didn't get many questions, but we got a couple.
Yeah.
How should you or how do you feel at the end of this race? And just in an example, the 200 butterfly is really, really hard. It's probably almost the hardest one as opposed to maybe the 400 IM.
Yeah.
How do you feel afterwards? Like right after the race is done, you touch the wall, and how do you feel?
After this particular race, I still remember I was so tired, but I like turned around, saw what I had done, and it was just so exciting because I knew I'd worked all season for this race, and I'd put everything I had into it, all my energy, all my strength into finishing this, and it just feels really good to know that all the like hard work you put in pays off, and that just knowing that you've done your best is just the best feeling. So.
Do you find it easier to swim against people that you know or people that you don't know?
I don't really. I don't think it matters like whether you know the people or not. Like for me, I kind of like because you can look at anyone's name and see what their time is, even if you know them. It kind of I don't know. I haven't really like felt that like has made a difference for me.
So since you've been in college, do you follow any swimmers? And when you get up on the block, you know that the person next to you or a couple lanes away from you is really fast. Does that make you nervous?
Yeah, that makes me nervous. My conference doesn't have a lot of 2 butterflyers, so I haven't had a ton of really close races
But you
this
look
year.
really good here. The more I watch this, the more I like it.
Until the end of the season, I had competition, but I try not to look at other people because sometimes that can put you in a bad headspace, but sometimes it happens.
So how did you know you were going to become a butterflyer? Like we have most people are freestylers. I was a drop dead freestyler. I did 50, 100, maybe a 200, and 200 I just couldn't do it. I blew it all out within the first 50 or 100, and that was it. And I knew I was a freestyler. Then I was a backstroker after that, then a butterflyer, and then a breaststroker. But it's just something that I felt. I knew I was a freestyler, and I just went with freestyle, and that was it. How did what was that? How did you know that you were a butterflyer? And like, why do you enjoy it so much? It seems like it's so hard. Like, who wants to swim a 200 butterfly? But you look great, and you're good at it.
Yeah, I don't know. I started swimming when I was 9, and I started swimming in the summer, and I was the only one who could do a 50 butterfly. So I've done butterfly since the very beginning that I've been swimming, and I don't know why. I just really like it. There's something like, honestly, for me, it's a lot about the feeling at the end. Like when you do that 200 fly and you're tired and you feel like you could die, but it's just so like it's such a good feeling, like knowing you worked so hard and you gave it your all. I don't know. It just I like butterfly. It comes like not naturally. Like obviously, I still have to work on things, but it's something I can always do. Like I'll always be able to swim.
You always work with butterfly.
Yeah.
Why do you think it's just the people are afraid of butterfly?
Yeah.
Because it looks so hard, but it's such a beautiful stroke when you get it right.
Yeah, it does take a lot of work for everyone, some people more than others, to get to be able to swim butterfly, but I think once you just have to do it for a while and then it gets a lot easier. Like probably like 3 years ago, if I had to do more than a 50 butterfly in practice, I probably would have cried. But after you like get through it and you get used to it and you keep doing it, it gets easier and it's more rewarding and you know that you're working hard for it. So.
Do you have anything else?
I don't think so.
So I'm not a butterfly. I don't know. No, I do.
It's okay.
So anyway, guys, that's what we got for butterfly. If anybody has any questions, you could always text me. I will put my phone number up for everybody if you want to text me, and then I'll just send it over to Rachel, and Rachel could just write some stuff down and answer some questions, and we'll just have a what do you call it? A stream, not a stream, a thread.
A thread.
Yeah, we'll have a thread of questions and answers, and
yeah.
We'll see how that goes. So, like I said, anything that you guys got, Rachel is a really, really good coach. She really knows what she's talking about. She's breaking records all over the place at college. It's not easy breaking records as a freshman in college. I don't think I broke any records freshman year in college. I started breaking them in sophomore year and junior year. But Yeah. So that's the end.
Yeah.
How are we gonna end it?
I think
Rachel's
that's
gonna
it.
give a little spew at the end.
If you have any questions, let us know. If you want us to look at a race or of any videos,
Oh yeah.
then you could send those in. We could do something similar to what we did here with my 200 fly. If that's anyone wants that.
Actually, you're going back to school April 5th?
14th.
April 14th? Wow.
Maybe.
So you guys have till April 13th
Yeah.
to send all your butterfly videos in.
Yes.
Yeah, and then we can critique them because this is fun. We finally figured out how to do it, and this is really, really fun. We're gonna have some backstrokers come in, and then I'll have another freestyler come in, which will probably be the best one because it'll be me, and another freestyler, and then we'll have some breaststrokers. I have everybody all picked out.
Yes.
So any questions with butterfly specifically, though, just because Rachel's going to be around, and once she leaves back for school again, it's going to be tough until summertime. So send all your butterfly videos in, all your butterfly questions, and Rachel's happy to answer them all.
Yes.
All right, guys, that's it. See you all later.
Bye.
Right, how do I stop it?
At the top.
I can't see it.
Right there.
Right there?
Yeah.